Hey, so here we are back for the second episode of the 2.5 Oyajis, and I'm hoping this time you can actually hear what I'm saying. I've taken...
Yeah, they couldn't hear you last time.
...steps and measures. Well, they couldn't hear me, and they could hear you talking just some weird stuff. So that's the first thing. We have to make sure this doesn't get really weird again this time.
Alright. What we're going to do today is just go through the comments, right?
Well, yeah, I mean, we can talk
about... Because I get intoxicated.
Well, yeah, I mean, whatever springs into your mind, I'm quite happy to run with. But
well, first of all, let's start off with something. Actually, I got a question for everybody. These, you ever try these strong eights?
Not the. I tried the regular sour thing. Not the strong one.
I've seen them go up to 9%. I wonder if they have these in other countries. I've never heard of these in the States.
Yeah.
And they must have them though. I don't know about New Zealand.
I've been away so long as well. I mean, there seems to be always they're getting more caffeine, alcohol sort of drinks.
They've got those power things, right?
Yeah.
I guess in the States now the big thing is the power drinks full of alcohol, but
yeah.
Anyway, if anyone is out there who has like bizarre drinks like this, let us know. I'm just out of curiosity.
Yeah. So anyway, I mean, something that kind of came up halfway through the video last week was people started saying what they wanted to see on the next episode. I think there's two things. One. If you want to do like a video response with a question, I'll get a big iPad and I'll include you in the conversation. We'll edit.
You got an iPad?
I got an iPad. It's in the other room though. I'll show it off next time. But if someone gives me a video response, I will show off the iPad as a talking head, which we can include in this conversation. So if you want to get involved with us, I mean, I've seen people saying in the comments, you guys want to get in the conversation. Get in the conversation.
Because it is 2.5 Oyajis. So
indeed,
you don't have to actually be male. It could be female. We should have two Oyajis and a babe. How about that?
I know. 2 Oyajis and a babe is definitely better than 2 Oyajis and half an Oyaji, female Oyaji. I mean, because I know female Oyajis as well. They exist.
That's true.
Yeah, but...
do you want to just go through this
why don't we do it this way? I'm going to flick through and I'm going to see a topic I like and I'm going to ask it to you.
Okay, sure.
And you do the same thing. You go through, if you see something which sounds kind of cool, you can ask me. So.
All right.
And because I'm just flicking through this...
Well, shouldn't we admit why we started this? Well, not why. We had this idea a while ago, but why you're doing it this format? Didn't you want to shout out that guy, that B and C guy?
I do indeed. The BC podcast. Oh, if you want to see, an actual planned out podcast of high quality,
a better organized podcast.
Not talking about
two younger fellas,
alcohol and Oyaji ladies. Yeah, they're the younger guys, and I really
they got
like
the dorky headphones.
Yeah, Victor's got a thing about ears. It's kind of a fetish complex.
I got good ears, man.
I'll go good. Well,
you got good ears too.
I'm
surprised because I would think they'd be all screwed up from all your rugby playing.
Yeah, I try to watch that. Now I can't hide them with anything anymore, so I've got to be careful. So...
I just got that. I'm slow.
Yeah, no, that's the story of my life. So...
BNC Productions?
Okay. BC Podcasts.
BC Podcasts, right.
And they make actual high-quality videos. I mean,
it's bizarre because their videos are actually pretty good, but they're not getting many views. I don't know.
Like 30 views on a video. And
you guys should go check them out.
And they do actually talk about the news, and they do actually talk about stuff that's going on in Japan, which people on YouTube don't really do very much. So, I really recommend them. I really like their format, and I like they've got good quality stuff, and they should have much more people watching them. So go and watch them. I found one for you, Victor. Nihonjin, who we were talking about earlier, who, just made partner, and she's up in Hokkaido. She speaks really good Japanese. I only discovered her, I didn't discover her. I only came across her for the first time recently.
Yeah, me too.
But, she's really good. She had a question. Can't wait for the next video. Fascinating insight in a stream of thought conversation. It was kind of a stream of thought. I mean, how we went from Genki Japan to punching pregnant women, I don't know, but... So interesting to hear your thoughts on child rearing. From my experience in schools, she sees two extremes. Utterly spoiled, wild children with no sense of discipline whatsoever, or timid, rigid, lifeless zombies with no sense of self. And she'd like to see a happy medium. But
the most important thing about this is that Japanese moms are hot. I don't know about
That's all that we could ever come back to.
No, I'm seriously. I see so many hot young women with kids. I just can't believe they're moms. I mean, this is MILF heaven.
This is true.
It's true. I mean, and I mean that as a compliment. They look great. Except I did see a Kiaru about 3 months when my parents were here. So it must have been January. I was taking my parents around Sakae here in Nagoya, and these the blonde hair. They were pushing their kids along in a stroller, and one of them hit a bump, and the kid flew out, fell on its head. And I was like, fuck! Excuse me, but take this child away from this mom. Because this mom is not, I don't care how hot she is, this mom does not deserve to have a baby right now.
Yeah.
The kid, and they just laughed, all the moms, he fell on his head as a little boy. It was horrible. But, good, I'll try to answer this correctly, actually.
No, it's...
No, the moms are fairly hot in general.
Well, there you go, Jen. That's the answer to your question.
Okay, here's something.
The mothers
Let's get
are
serious.
hot. That's all you need to
This is
know
one of the
about.
big problems with Japan. It's women are apparently held back, right? But part of the reason is because they want to be moms. They want to get married. Most of the women that's their goal.
I don't know about most, but
In
certainly
general.
a lot. Yeah, you do meet a lot of girls who...
Well, no, I would say most. Most is more than 51%. It's most. Tell me it's less than 51%.
Depends on where you are. When I was in the Inaka a little bit more, definitely most were into the idea of getting married. When I'm working in central Tokyo, I'm around other Korea women, and they exist in Japan, and they aren't into that. And I've got friends, actually, it's a big thing nowadays in Tokyo. I know friends, Japanese friends in relationships with Japanese girlfriends.
Oh.
Yeah, Japanese friends. And the girlfriends don't want to get married because in Tokyo, they're working, they've got such a good lifestyle and so much freedom that they'll give up if they have kids. So, and there's a lot of couples out there right now who don't have kids by choice. So there's that trend as well. So it's not
Really?
Yeah, that's really getting really common in Japan. I mean,
there's actually a name for that. Couples who don't want to have kids. I forgot what it's called. What's the name for that?
you've got me. But
No, there's a certain not who can't have kids.
right, but who choose not to.
Not people with retarded sperm or no eggs. I'm talking about.
That's a politically correct term for it.
I think it's true. It's a medical term.
That's right, retarded sperm.
Yeah. Look, there's a name for people who don't want kids, but I forgot what it's called. If anybody knows what it's called, but there's a whole school of them, and anyway.
I think it's the lowest birth rate in the developed world. I think Italy's number 2, which is kind of crazy as well.
Really?
Apparently, Italy, they've got a really
What?
crazy
But
birth rate.
they're all. I thought they had a lot of sex and nobody used condoms because of the Pope.
Yeah,
I have no idea. If anyone's from Italy, tell us if you use condoms. That's what we want.
Yeah. But,
so Jen wants to know if there are
she says
other
the kids are either brats or they're just zombies, like lifeless, rigid. So, I guess she's asking what's up with that.
Well, I don't really teach too many kids anymore. I used to teach a lot, but they were a lot of fun. They're really lively and they seem normal. I wouldn't. No, I've got lots of normal kids. Their moms give them a lot of leeway and they have a lot of fun. And
They're hot moms.
They're hot moms.
Yeah.
Oh man.
So give me a question anyway.
Well, yeah, I think she needs to get out more. Maybe in Hokkaido or wherever she is. Where is she? I don't know.
She's in Hokkaido, I think. Yeah.
Okay, so anyone who's got a death threat on her, now you know where she lives. No one's gonna come to go to. She's not really in that anyway. Hokkaido's a really big. Hokkaido's immense. It's like Alaska. I mean, it's like one half the size.
It's like Saskatchewan. You can watch your dog run away for 3 days in Hokkaido. So yeah.
I always enjoy your videos. This is from Seth's Heart's Life. I always enjoy your videos. I would like to hear a discussion about living in Japan as a non-Japanese and any advice you have to foreigners who are looking to live in Japan. This is like the general question I get all the time. And
that's the question. That's the big question. How do I get to Japan and what do I do when I get there?
Well, that's not so much. I think they want to know what it's like to live. It's in the end, it's just a place that you live. It's the same as any other place.
Mm.
Once you get past the language barriers, everything else is. It's the little differences that make it. You know what they call a Whopper in Japan? No, it's right. But I'm serious. That's what it is. They have. I think I saw one Burger King once. They have one.
They got them all. They're springing up all over Tokyo now. They're back. Burger King is back.
Okay.
So yeah.
Yeah, it's not that special and it's not that hard. I know a guy who's lived in Japan longer than me who doesn't speak any Japanese except for money. He knows how to say money words, So it's not a big deal. Anybody can live in Japan. You'll definitely have a different experience from what I'm having and from what you're having because if you don't speak any Japanese, but.
I think that's the key thing, though. I mean, I think this whole. Yeah, of course it's different, and there's all these differences and so on. But in terms of what it's like living as a foreigner, it's different for everybody. For some people it completely sucks. I mean, you hear some people who have some horror stories every now and then, and I think most people who I know, and myself and you, I mean, we all have very different experiences of Japan. But it's kind of hard to just say this is what it's going to be like, unless
really depends on your personality.
Depends on
really
your personality and that's really true.
And your diet,
Well, you got to be able to adapt your diet. If you can eat rice, you can live here really cheap and easily. But if you got to adapt your diet.
If you're a vegetarian, forget it. It's going to be tough.
Yeah, or Jewish.
You can do it, but
any kind of dietary code, basically. Vegetarians have to often become flexible about fish.
If you're Jewish, forget it. They hate Jews. Japanese are really anti-Semitic. I'm kidding. No, but the kosher stuff is hard.
Yeah.
Actually, Japanese attitude towards Jews are like, oh, I hear Jews are rich and they work hard.
And they're really smart.
And they're smart, right?
They're all Einstein. So.
Okay, I think this is going to take up the rest of the video, okay?
Okay.
A lot of people give us shit for putting up with Tokyo Sam on our videos. Now, if you don't know Tokyo Sam is a big, fat, immature fuck.
Where was that?
Who says he's black and is always talking about having sex with 13-year-old girls.
I don't see this comment.
Well, there's someone. Then how did they abort you? There's people fighting with the Tokyo Sam. Thing is, like, everyone gives us crap. This is a topic that comes up again and again. I think Sam makes comments just to piss people off. He's trolling you guys, and I've met the guy. He's a load of fun. He's a nice guy. He says things that piss people off. I don't think he believes half the stuff he says or types. If he is actually that way, then that's sad. But I don't think he is. Your views? You've met him. What do you think?
Yeah. I mean, I think just take him at face value. I mean, he's
idealistically rebellious.
Hmm.
Excuse me. As in, I believe he believes some of the stuff he says.
Oh, absolutely. I think so.
But
it's kind of been. I've enjoyed watching his transformations. I've enjoyed watching him come off the boat. Yeah, he's
been getting bigger.
That's part of it, and getting thinner sometimes and stuff. But
that's not fair. I don't really know. I don't really keep an eye on his body. I don't check out that ass so much.
Yeah. But I remember when he arrived saying he would never wear a suit, for example. And if you've checked out his Facebook or his videos lately, he loves wearing suits now. He's totally got
pretty good in a suit, I gotta say.
There's just little things like that, just about the experience of coming here young and having certain, and probably him more than a lot of people, having ideas that this is how I'm going to do things, and screw that and whatever.
And the DSP.
What's DSP?
Debilitating sperm pressure. That is a condition that a lot of us deal with, and when we're young. And Tokyo Sam, he has that condition now. He'll grow through it. I'm pretty sure.
But no, I mean, that included. I mean, I guess. But the thing is, I can see he's probably he's learning a lot of lessons anyway. A lot of them the hard way. But
it's so hard.
And then there were like that thing with the SPCA and those
the SP,
the SPCA.
the SPCA. Oh.
Yeah, the SPCA. He had a bunch of donkeys and dogs in his apartment, and he was using them for huge orgies, and
But you're from New Zealand. You guys eat more sheep than anybody else in the world. I know. We know why.
The Scots will always beat us. I mean, we try, but we'll never beat the Scottish. There's just some things that we just can't beat the old.
Scots will screw anything. I know some Scots. They will just. Who do you think invented the first condom? It was the Scots. The sheep bladder. I mean, where do you think they got that idea? I mean,
I'm amazed that you know that. Yeah. So there we go. But that in detail.
I have no idea if that's true. But,
it sounds plausible, but yeah.
Could be. But here's the thing about YouTube. A lot of us make videos and everyone thinks that they know us from the videos and the comments. And the thing about Tokyo Sam is, to me, he seems like a really nice guy who sometimes says things that really pisses off a lot of people. He said something about...
Doesn't sound like anyone I know.
Yeah, but anyway.
Well, he definitely doesn't think things through all the time. But he and where he gets in trouble for that. I mean, I don't, that. Anyway, I mean, he's learning his lessons. I can see he is growing and he is figuring things out, which is what I'm doing.
You know what I gotta say? I gotta take my hats off to him for really improving his Japanese, and that takes effort. I mean, that takes effort. I don't care.
No, he's been seriously dedicated to the Japanese.
Yes, that takes diligence. You got to sit down and pump that out. I mean, I know usually he's pumping something else out, but He's really trying. No, seriously, he's really, and he has really improved. I remember when I first met him, like, what, 2-3 years ago? When was the first time we met? 3 years ago? 2 years ago?
Probably, yeah. About 3 years ago now, probably.
His Japanese was not so good now, but now it's like, he almost sounds like a Yakuza announcer. He can almost pull off that shit.
Yeah, he's very focused on picking up that style. He's had that style down for a while, actually. It's the other stuff he's had to pick up, but I think he's doing that as well now.
No, but he's doing. I've heard his videos. Yeah, I can tell, that he's improved quite a bit.
Yeah, no, definitely. And he does study really hard, and he takes the study very seriously. Even though he doesn't show that side of himself very much in his videos.
Which you really have to. I mean, I don't know about you. You came over. You already had Japanese under your belt when you came over here, right?
Kinda. In some ways, yes. In some ways, no. I had to study after I got here a lot, but yeah, I could fake Japanese pretty well when I was here. I was a pretty confident speaker. So,
I wasn't.
Yeah.
My first year, I spent most of it going home and studying by myself with just a dictionary. I didn't even have a proper textbook. I just had a dictionary, and I would just sit down and open that book. It's not here, so it's cool. I would just open it up and look up words that I wanted to know and copy out the example sentences. And they were tiny. I didn't have glasses when I came here.
Yeah.
But appearing in this tiny little dictionary. I mean, it was a pretty big dictionary, but the type is small. And after 1 year, I was a pretty good speaker. I was pretty I can talk, I can get along. But when I went to Japanese school, they put me in the beginners class because they said my grammar was non-existent, basically.
Yeah.
So anyway, hats off to Tokyo Sam, and don't take it too seriously.
Yeah.
That wasn't what this video was supposed to be about.
It was not. Let's keep going. I mean, we're up to like 20 minutes already, but I don't know. I mean, like I said, let's do a few more questions.
Sure.
So
I wouldn't worry about the time.
Yeah.
People who want this want it, so.
Except it's just more work for me to edit.
Do a Japanese video. How about this? Unibarama. Oh, this guy hates me. Nihonji ni barenai yo ni imin ga kon to mother tongue ni. What is this? The chikan?
日本人にバレないように移民にこそこそコンコンこそ
koso, thank you. That makes sense. Why do you write koso in katakana?
Because it's koso. It's he's simulating a sound. It's just putting emphasis on it.
Okay.
で、
母語で
書と言いますが、左のペルシーな言い方は
左のペルシー言い方は根性なしか？
根性なし。Is that 根性なし？
根性なし。No balls, basically. What is there a question there?
There's no question there. He's just asking if you have no balls. Victor, a serious question here from one of your viewers. Is it true that you have no balls?
I've got one ball. The other one I sold on eBay.
Well, there you go.
And if anyone can find it, I'd like to buy it back.
I'm sure they'll probably pay you to take it back.
Well, there's one of my Japanese haters. Okay, we answered his question.
Yeah. All of Victor's haters welcome to come here. So that was several kinds of entertaining, but finest Oyajis.
A good possible ideas would be hotspots for you to like. Okay, good one.
Sorry.
Go.
I got a good one. And it's from Olden Youth, who's been very active commenting, and he's been putting up videos and stuff lately.
Oh, I like that guy.
Yeah, he's a cool guy.
That guy's kind of weird, though.
A little bit.
But in a good way. He's like harmless weird. Cool weird. Like interesting weird. I think he's a wizard.
He's a wizard. He's a half Japanese wizard, I think. He seems to be from New Zealand, actually. I don't know.
Yeah.
He's shown a lot of New Zealand knowledge, which I think, I've been very impressed by. Here's the question. It's a good question. What's the difference between, what's your perception of the different person? So I'll read this word for word. A comparison of different Japanese peoples in terms of culture, mentality, and behavior. For example, how Tokyo people, Nagoya people, Osaka people, Okinawan people.
I know a little bit about that. Okay.
So what's
Tokyo men talk like homosexuals. Osakans are really friendly and funny, and they will approach you, and they're very approachable.
Yeah.
Nagoyans are known to have ugly women. God, I'm gonna get in trouble for that. Honey's sleeping. She's sleeping around. Nagoyans are supposed to have ugly women, but it's not true though. I mean, there's a lot of hot.
I mean some hot Nagoyan girls.
No, except for my wife, they're all pretty ugly. That's what I say. That's the proper answer. No, Nagoya's full of hot women. I mean,
My dad used to say all Australians are idiots except for your mother. So,
No, the Nagoyan women are supposed to be ugly, and all of the Nagoyans are supposed to be stingy, except when there's a wedding, and then they blow their whole wad of dough.
money, yes.
That's that sentence. Osakans are funny and cool. What else? Well, no. Kyushu women are supposed to be beautiful.
Also, that's true.
Right.
Yeah.
That Japanese girl.
Oh,
She's from Kyushu.
is she from Kyushu? I thought she was from like Kyoto.
You thought she was from Nagoya, right? Is that what you're going to say? Oh, you're in trouble. No, tell her.
Kyoto. Kyoto. I said Kyoto. Isn't she a Kansai girl? I didn't realize she was a
I thought,
Kyushu
well,
girl.
speaks Kansai, Ben, but that's Kyoto and Kansai are 15 minutes apart.
But you said she's from Kyushu.
No, I meant Kyoto.
Yeah.
Did I say Kyushu? Okay, I'm
You
sorry.
said Kyushu.
Kyoto women are supposed to be beautiful.
Kyoto women are beautiful too. Although Akita is also famous for turning out bijins.
Akita?
Yeah.
Oh, really? What
You ever heard of Akita bijin?
No, I have. I've heard that. I'm trying to think if I've ever met.
Met, yes.
Um,
Oh, there are so many.
I would say this, that when I've been to Hiroshima a few times, and Hiroshima people are very friendly to foreigners, extremely welcoming. I always felt like, I always have the feeling of like, hey, thanks for making the trip,
Yeah.
to see this place that was once destroyed by your people.
Yeah.
No, seriously. No, I always feel like they're really friendly.
I must admit, I've only been to Hiroshima once when I was 15.
Really?
I was on my first trip to Japan, like just on a school trip.
Right.
And yeah, I felt super awkward going through there. And you're right, people there are really nice. And, it's something you can't help be sensitive about when you're there.
Right, yeah.
So,
You got I the first time I went there, I felt kind of guilty, but after that, no.
Well,
Come on, my family wasn't even American at that point. We were still like picking cocaine leaves out of mountains or something.
Yeah.
But,
Any other stereotypes?
Stereotype. Oh, Aomori Ken? Aomori?
Yeah.
Nobody knows what they're saying. Nobody can understand Aomori Ben.
Yeah.
It's the most difficult dialect. I've studied a little bit of it. Like, here's an example. Ke means, would you like to eat?
Right, I didn't know that, yeah.
Yeah, one of my students is from Aomori. She told me that.
Wow.
I'm an old woman. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I don't really know anything else.
I always like, when I explain the regions and the cultures, like, to my friends who understand it from a Commonwealth perspective, I always like to kind of put it like, the big comparison is always Osaka and Tokyo. And, like, Osaka to me are like the Australians of Japan. They're kind of loud, they all think that they're comedians. And so long as you don't take them, seriously, they're great fun. Tokyo people react to Osakans a lot like New Zealanders react to Australians, which is that, I know that Osakans look at Tokyo people as being like wusses basically, and Tokyo people look at Osakans people as being obnoxious. Is that kind of back and forth thing?
Right, then that's pretty much like, that's pretty much what I get. But.
Yeah, but there again, I mean, I do like hanging out with Australians a lot. They're good fun, and I like hanging out with Osakans as well.
Yeah,
they're good.
Osakans are a lot of fun. They're the best.
Yeah. You can go out, in Tokyo. I'm not saying all Tokyo people.
Well, here's the thing about Tokyo: they don't really have a personality, so to speak, because they're all from the country. Everyone comes from all over the country to come to Tokyo. It's like New York City.
Yeah.
Rarely will you really meet a New Yorker.
And my wife, who is a genuine Edoko, who's a genuine multi-generational Tokyo resident.
Edoko.
Edoko is what they call them. But Edoko is just a genuine Edo.
Yeah, Edoko. Yeah, I'm sorry. Right.
But genuine Edo people, like genuine Tokyo people, multi-generational Tokyo people, are actually very similar to like people from more country towns. They're very friendly, and if you go to Shitamachi, the older neighborhoods in Tokyo, they're very much like what you get in other parts of the country. But if you go to like Shinjuku or the newer parts of Tokyo, where everyone are just migrants from all over the country, it's amazing. There are millions of people crammed into a space, and none of them talk to each other. Nobody makes eye contact with each other. It's just everybody's being very quiet and trying to stay out of everyone else's business. So yeah, it's a very big, a very big city. But Kyushu definitely have the Kyushu Bijin kind of image, and I was trying to think. Yeah, I don't really have much of an image of Nagoyan people. I've dated Nagoyan girls who were good looking in spite of the negative stereotypes. Although the thing that if you marry one, you end up bankrupt is famous.